And you had a significant birthday.
I did. Last November, big 6-0. There's lots of us here. You'll all be welcome. Come on in. Yes.
I hope I'm as fabulous as you when I reach 60.
That's sweet. I just don't feel like I'm 60. I still feel like I just got done with school. Time and age it's just a number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you do? Anything significant for your birthday?
For my birthday, I did do something significant.
Hello and welcome to the Inspired Woman Podcast. I'm Marcy Narum. This podcast is dedicated to impacting a multitude of women with its mission to celebrate, encourage, empower, educate, entertain, and connect women. This episode is brought to you by Photos by JC. If you're looking for a fun, no-pressure photo shoot where you actually enjoy being in front of the camera, give JC Vogelweed a call. She specializes in families and seniors. Check her out at photosbyjc.com. Paula Redmann, such a privilege to have you here and to have you on the team at Inspired Woman Magazine.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm kind of amazed that you asked me to be a part of this, but I'm honored and kind of nervous. But I know you're here to guide me, and so we'll be just fine.
We will be just fine.
Okay.
Paula, you have no idea, first of all, how much I admire you, but how many people admire you. You're a great role model, a great professional, a great, just somebody with a huge heart.
Well, thank you very much. That's very kind of you to say. Thank you.
I was thinking about how we met.
Yes.
And when I worked in television downtown, we were in a Toastmasters club together.
We met in a Toastmasters club that met in the conference room below KFYR TV, where you were working at that time. And our Toastmasters club was very special, as you recall, because the name of our club was Toastbusters.
Toastmasters.
And there's a difference. That's exactly right. So yes, as we've shared together, we think our Toastmasters club, Toastbusters, was the only one who had our own rap song because we were so cool. And we learned a lot. Didn't we?
We did learn a lot.
We learned a lot about speaking and collaborating and running meetings and introductions and evaluations. And we met, most importantly, amazing other people that were Toastbusters.
Absolutely.
Yes.
One of the things that we recalled, we were talking about this, that when you're at an event, if you're the MC, and which I love emceeing.
I know you do. I've seen you many times emceeing. Yes.
You get to bring somebody else into the spotlight.
Yes.
You know, that's what I love about it.
And just make people feel comfortable.
Yes, exactly. And when you do that, you want to make sure that somebody is always at the podium.
Yes. So when you
welcome them
when you're doing the introductions. Yeah. Next speaking is Marcy Narum. And then when they walk away and they leave the podium unattended, there's a gasp. Yeah. So yes, we've learned that. You stay at the podium. Yes.
Getting back to the rap,
yes.
The Ghostbusters rap.
Yes.
Do you think we should do it?
Do you think you could do it?
I'm trying to remember. I think so, because especially if we think about the end of the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yes, because that's when we do our song. Okay, you ready?
Okay,
I'll start. I'm pounding. Here we go. Your knees are knocking. Your mouth is dry. You got to give a speech, but you can't say nothing. Who you gonna call? Toastbusters. We did good.
I missed a line.
That's okay. That's okay. I covered for you.
But yes.
We made it.
Thank you. And I didn't say
No, you did not. You did not say
Oh, gosh.
So that's how we met.
That is how we met. And here we are.
Many years later.
You know, we kind of come back around.
We do.
Do you see that? Does that happen a lot?
It happens a lot. There's a lot of things that come back around. We've kind of talked about that as a little bit of a theme. And people that you meet throughout your entire life. It's high school friends, it's college friends, it's first co-workers, it's clubs and organizations that we all belong to, be it nonprofit groups or our children's activities or church groups. It all matters because you never know when these gifts are going to come back and be present in your life again. and especially in North Dakota, in this area where we say, we're one big small town, is that you just don't know when those are going to happen, and they present themselves again. And it's just so nice. I love that connectedness and that continual circle of someone I met and they appear again, someone I met and they appear again in a different capacity. You might have been coworkers, you might have been maybe even adversaries or opposite sides of an issue, but you cross paths again. And it's just so interesting to me how that's just one big bolt of cloth, and we're all part of that same fabric. We might just be that next weave down or above or next to, but I just love that connectedness that we all have.
Yeah.
We meet again, always.
We do. And we've made Connect part of the mission of Inspired Woman magazine.
I love that. I love that's another line that's added as part of our mission as a magazine and as a source for women that we connect, because that is what makes us unique as humans, is that we have that desire to connect to each other in some capacity. And I think that's such a gift.
I should mention, too, that Nolan Johnson, who is in charge of all this technical happenings.
Stuff. There's a microphone right inches from my lips placed by Nolan, and he was very careful and professional about it. So yes, thank you, Nolan.
He's running the camera. He's the editor, producer, director, everything with Quantum Productions. He and I work together.
Exactly. And when
News.
When I walked in today, I said, you used to be in news and then you were someplace else, and now here again today. So Nolan's a perfect example of how we all meet again in a different capacity. And so I think that's just really important.
Yeah. Stay connected.
Right.
And I mentioned that you're part of the Inspired Woman team. What I really need to give you a shout out for is that you're on the advisory board and you are a writer.
I am.
For the magazine.
Thanks for letting me do that. I don't know if you know how that came to be. Is that one of the first stories that I wrote had something to do with my work. And in case listeners don't know what I do, I'm the community relations manager for Bismarck Parks and Recreation District. And your former coworker, Jody, asked me to write a story about how to be that good parent in the sports stands, how to be a supportive parent, and what were some tips. And then that was part of my work. And then lo and behold, a few issues later, you guys approached and asked if I would write something else. And I was like, they asked me back. I must have done okay. They asked me to come back. So wrote another story. And yes, since then I've been a regular. And so what a gift. And so thank you for allowing me to be a part of this adventure.
Oh, goodness. Paula, absolutely. You're a phenomenal writer.
Oh, thank you.
And so when your story comes in, I can't wait to read it.
Oh,
every
gosh.
time.
And when I hit send, I'm like, oh, I hope it's okay. So there's always that scary part on the other side. So thank you for that. But I always want you to, you're honest with me, like what you could do to make it better. And so I appreciate that you're willing to continue to teach and to show me. Thank you.
You brought up that article. I think that's an interesting topic because it's timeless, really.
Yes.
Parents in the stands. I'm maybe putting you on the spot here, but are there things that you recall from that you can
There
share?
are. It's kind of I think the best description that people can understand is stay in your lane. What is your role? You know what the role of the coach is. He or she is supposed to coach and they're doing their best. You know, the role of your child is to make some friends and have some good experiences and learn the value of teamwork and know the grace of losing and the joy of winning, and to support he or she in that role. And then the lane that you're supposed to stay in as a parent is hopefully is that positive role model and encouraging, explaining that every time somebody's going to win or lose, but did you learn something? Did you improve a time? Did you have a great pass? Did you, whatever that might be. So to kind of stay in your lane is something I remember from that. And then what's your purpose for enrolling your child in this? Not to live vicariously through you, not to be angry about a call or a mistake that was made, but to say everything is a learning experience every time you participate in that. So, yeah, it's my husband wanted to retitle the story "How Not to Be a Jerk," so we could kind of think of it that way. Don't be that parent in the stands or on the sideline. So, yeah, I do remember some of those things. So that's, you're right; they're timeless. Yes.
You know, in Bismarck Parks and Rec Department has accomplished a lot in the I can recall recent years.
Yes.
Tell us about.
I'd love to tell you the bragging moment. Thank you for allowing me to do that. Let's start in 2017. We received the gold medal, which is as prestigious as it sounds. Certainly not the Olympic gold medal, but it's a gold medal, which is the highest honor in our profession. It is an application process that our team had to go through, quite rigorous. First of all, lots of data. How many fields do you have? How many lanes? How many facilities? How many acres? How many playgrounds? All that kind of stuff, just raw numbers. But then behind that was a list of 10 questions, very difficult and pointed questions that one had to answer. Things like, what do you do in your community in health and wellness in 120 words?
What?
Yes. So it wasn't, you can't attach the 3-ring binders and the PowerPoint presentation and the brochures and the maps and the testimonials. It was very succinct answers that you had to provide as to what you do in your community that makes a difference. And so very rigorous process. We were named a finalist, which is like you're a bridesmaid, which is itself is a very high honor. And we're competing, if you will, with agencies across the country that are serving the same population categories. So it's apples to apples kind of thing. So we were named a finalist, and then we go to our national Parks and Recreation Conference, and it's a big awards deal, and the lights are shining and flashing, and they make the announcement on stage. And so I think I'm still a little bit hoarse from screaming so loud when we won the gold medal. It's a very, very high honor, and it's all because of the community support that we have here and people that support us in our mission and what we do. So that was in 2017, and we carry Goldie. We've named her. It's a girl. Carry her around wherever we go so we can show her off and people can have their picture taken with her and touch her and shine her up a little bit. So we have a portable gold medal that we take with us and then one on display in our office as well. So again, we're so appreciative of the community and the support that they give us in the many projects that we do. So we got the gold medal in 2017, and then just recently in 2018, we were reaccredited. Much like hospitals can be accredited and schools and universities, for some agencies and businesses, it's a have to be accredited. Schools, I think, are a have to, or hospitals might be a have to. But for park and recreation agencies, it's a get to and want to. So we went through a very a deep process of standards that we had to meet in the areas of risk, really exciting topics like risk management, administration, finance, conservation, health and wellness, those types of things, 152 different standards that we had to say, we do this and here's the evidence. We do this and here's the evidence. So very black and white, no shades of gray, and had to meet all these standards.
152
standards, that's correct. They do give you some wiggle room.
Okay.
You can miss a couple, but not very many. And then other professionals in Parks and Recreation come and explore all of our evidence, and we show them around our community, and we were deemed as reaccredited. We were first accredited in 2008. It's a 5-year process, so then reaccredited in 2013 and reaccredited in 2018. And we are the only accredited agency in North Dakota.
Wow, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
And I bet you had to do a lot of that, the writing and
I did.
gathering.
And I worked with an amazing team. Another coworker and I were the co-chairs, and we had a wonderful team of people because obviously, again, if you're an expert in that area, we wanted you to figure out the standard and how we met that standard. So anyway, thank you for asking. I hope that was a really long and probably somewhat boring answer to that. But anyway, thanks for asking. But I work at an amazing agency, and I'm blessed to do so. I say I always have Bismarck's best job is what my answer is. So it's a great place. So thank you.
Not everybody can say that about the work that they do.
I'm so lucky.
And I love that you call the medal Goldie.
Goldie.
Yeah, that's
She's pretty. She's very pretty. Yes.
Well, take us on your journey of your profession. Where are you from originally? And
this is funny. I'm from Jamestown, born and raised. I always say I'm born and raised in Jamestown, home of the world's largest buffalo and 2 proud parents. So grew up in a family of 2 older sisters and a younger brother. Ventured off to the University of North Dakota. My dad was a proud alum. My 2 sisters were there at the time, 2 older sisters. So my poor mom and dad had 3 kids in college at one time.
Whoa.
Lived to tell the tale. That's right. So went to school at the University of North Dakota, degree in advertising and public relations, a minor in speech. And that from there, stayed connected with my high school boyfriend, and eventually he convinced me to marry him, which is a really smart a decision on my part. I do remind him that he married up. So I try to keep it balanced that way. So
There you go.
Anyway, Tom and I met in high school, got married when he was finished with college. I had 2 years left. He came up to UND and got his master's right away. So we both graduated then and said, where should we move? We have these degrees in hand. Where should we go? And that's when Bismarck was going through its first oil boom, or North Dakota was in the early 80s. So anyway, moved to Bismarck because things were happening here and stayed. We liked it a lot. We were close to his folks and my folks and siblings. And so our kids got to know their cousins and grandparents. And so we were pretty fortunate. So that's the education side. Ended up in Bismarck. My first job out of college was at the Bismarck Tribune. I was there for over 20 years as the marketing director. Learned so much, met amazing people, the coworkers who are still dear friends of mine. We all raised each other's kids and babysat for each other kind of thing. And for 15 years, I've been at Bismarck Parks and Recreation. So in communication and marketing and media relations and special events and all those things for all of my working career.
Fantastic.
So good. So fun.
I want to know about Tom.
Tom is 6'6", tall guy, big and hairy face. Love that face. Met in high school. He was actually in my sister's class, and he'd come over with another friend of his, come over to our house and hang out. And my sister was like, "Get out of here!" And Tom's like, "No, she can stay. It's really okay. She can stick around." And so I did. And so got to know this guy. I do tease that I asked him out first. It was a Sadie Hawkins kind of thing where girls get to ask the guy to the rainbow formal. So I have it marked on my calendar, our first date. And so all those kind of things, those things are really mushy. Yeah.
When was your first date?
December 28th,
Oh.
1978. I know. Those of you listening and or watching weren't born yet, but that's okay.
You had a big anniversary.
It's coming up. But our wedding anniversary is
2018.
40 years next summer. Or this summer.
Wow,
Yeah, August.
Congratulations.
I know. Weird.
Yeah.
That can't be right.
And you had a significant birthday.
I did. Last November, big 6-0. There's lots of us here. You'll all be welcome. Come on in. Yes.
I hope
Absolutely.
I'm as fabulous as you when I reach 60.
That's sweet. I just don't feel like I'm 60. I still feel like I just got done with school. Time and age it's just a number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you do? Anything significant for your birthday?
For my birthday, I did do something significant. I didn't take a trip. We do have some trips planned later this year, but I got a tattoo. I did. I'll look at it right now to remind, and I'll give you a little visual of it. But
Okay.
My husband Tom and I have 2 sons. Their names are Alex and Max. So we have sons. Get it? We have sons. And so we have lots of sons around our house and in our yard. My sons also have tattoos that have a sun in them. So I knew I wanted to have something with a sun. So I'm trying to give you all a visual of this. So it's a sun. It's on my inside of my right wrist. I was talking to the tattoo artist about it because I wanted it not only to be about my sons, but about the man who gifted those sons to me, my husband Tom. And I said, he's really my guide. And then she said, well, maybe we should do something with a compass. And so I'm sobbing as she's, drawing something out for me. People in the store were probably thinking I was weird. I didn't care. So I have a sun, and inside the sun is a tattoo. Inside the tattoo is a compass. And the North Star is my husband Tom. So I have a letter T at the top of it. Alex and Max are represented on my east and west compass, and in the bottom of that is an X for my X-Men. So there we go. So it's a sun with a compass, and the 3 people I love most represented on my skin forever. Yeah, it is.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
It really is.
Every once in a while I look at it and go, oh my God, I got a tattoo. Oh, that's right. That was me. I did that. Kind of scares me. Oh, that's mine. Hello.
Explain the X-Men.
The X-Men is just Alex and Max. The X is the common denominator, and so there are X-Men, and so we have a lot of X's around the house too, and that's symbolic because it's kind of like hugs and kisses, X and O's, and so a lot of mushy stuff. I like it. I like
Everybody
mush.
kind of knows about the X-Men.
X-Men.
thing.
It was on
Yeah.
our license plate. Those kind of
Yeah.
things. The X-Men poster in our house from the movie, and we do go see the X-Men movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of us. It works.
Do you and Tom like to see movies together? Is that
We
kind of
do.
a
We like to go to
date night?
some things. Sometimes we wait to go to the theater on those really big, epic pieces like a Star Wars or a Lord of the Rings, where you feel like you need the big screen for that. I always say that I think life is a musical, and anybody should break into song at any point. But Tom likes more of those I'll say it. He likes, but it's not an erotic thriller. We're not going to an erotic thriller. He likes more action, Mission Impossible, Silence of the Lambs, whodunit kind of things. But he does humor me, and every once in a while we'll see something that's a little bit lighter and some music in it. We love going to local musical things. Either Sleepy Hollow or Dakota Stage puts on just wonderful musical things. So again, he humors me and he does like to go to those things with me as well. So yes, we like movies. We like to do stuff outside. We like to play outside and in the parks and on our trail system. We love water and we love sun. So we like to be around the river as much as we can in the summer. And we like a winter vacation if we can that includes some sun and sand and beach someplace warm. So we like a lot of the same things. So we're lucky that way.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah. There's a theme there with the sun and the tattoo. And
Right. Plenty of sunscreen. Don't worry about. I got always protected. Yes.
Good. If you were to break out into song like right now,
no, I'm not going to break out into song. I am a member of Bismarck Mandan's Civic Chorus. Thus, the term chorus is that there's many voices, not the soloist. But tell you what, I'm in the canoe. Give me a paddle. I'll pull us all, help in the same direction, but not a soloist. But no, I do like to sing along.
Okay. Are you afraid of anything?
I don't have the kind of things like that most people might say of, public speaking. No. Death. No. Spiders, scary things like that.
Rabbits.
No, nothing like that. Not clowns. People have some scared of clowns. I do have a vampire thing. Not really, not really into bitey things. Goes back to seeing that first vampire movie and I was like, didn't sleep for like 3 days, that kind of thing.
Yep.
Don't like devil movies, don't like Exorcist kind of things. Those kind of bug me. So not about that. I think I worry more about, am I doing enough? Am I connected enough? Am I serving my community enough? So those kind of are maybe fears. I don't know if I call them fears, I call them worries. Like just be reminded to be of service. So I'm ready for that next tap, and I don't know what that is. Of what where should I share my gifts? I think everybody has gifts, and they need to be shared. So somebody might say, "Oh, I'm not good at this." Well, then what? But you could. Maybe you're not going to run the show, but are you going to be? Can you run the lights, or can you hand out programs, or can you register folks, or so? I think everybody has their gifts of what they can share, and I think it's important to share your gifts wherever they are and at whatever capacity they are. I think it's important that you share them.
Well, you're sharing them with Inspired Woman, so we appreciate that.
You're welcome.
It tells me that, the connectedness, the giving back, sharing your gifts, there must be in your soul kind of you recognize your purpose, and maybe there's something that you live by, maybe a mantra.
Well, there's a kind of a mantra, and a mentor of mine, actually she was in Toastbusters with us, is that it was her mantra, and I found it so powerful. And if everybody thinks about this, I think they can relate to it. So here it is. Take personal responsibility for your health. If you're having some health issues, who's responsible for that? Not your spouse or your children or your coworkers. It's you. Do you want a promotion at work? Who's responsible for that? It's not your employer that didn't train you or didn't send you to a conference out of town. Who's responsible for that? Get the training, read the book, go online, find out how to do it. Are you unhappy in some sort of way? Get the counseling that you need, find your purpose, give back to the community. But whose responsibility is it? And I just think people spend so much time waiting or blaming. I didn't get that chance, or I didn't get to go, or I didn't learn how to, whatever, fill in the blank. But I think it's take personal responsibility for your health, for your happiness. Like I said, fill in the blank for your promotions at work, for your spiritual health, for your educational goals. All those things are your own responsibility and not somebody else's. And it becomes so crystal clear to me if you live by that. Take personal responsibility. So think about that. Write it on a sticky note today and put it by your computer and see what happens over the next few days, or put it on your counter at home. But that's important to me. Take personal responsibility. So there, words of wisdom. I think they work for me.
Yes, beautiful words of
and
wisdom.
Thanks, Denise, for sharing those with me. So
I remember Denise.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah. We like to end each show with an answer to having you answer something to our tagline, which is, she believed she could, so she did. And if you could, tell us what that means in your life. Is there a time that happened for you?
There has been. And I thought about that in advance of our little chat today. She believed she could, so she did. So first of all, that is so strong. And that obviously shines in the magazine. And I want you to know, I think, how important that is. And I want our readers to know that they can as well. So she believed she could, so she did. There's some personal things on that. I really like physical activity. And so years ago, I started running. And pretty soon I thought I really liked it even more. And so long story short is that I trained and I've done a couple marathons. And so she believed she could, so she did. And so I thought, I could do this. I can do this. And so trained for it, planned for it, took personal responsibility and charted my course and did. And it just was so satisfying to me physically and mentally, and family was there to support me. Friends were there. And so that was something that was just, a highlight in my life to be able to do something like that. So that's something that I believed I could, and I did, and I accomplished that. So on the personal side and on the professional side, even 30 years after I finished my degree at the University of North Dakota, I wanted more. And I was so fortunate that my employer, the Park District, supported that. And I went back to school and got my master's degree. And so I was fortunate enough to stay right here in town and all online through the University of Mary, got my master's degree in strategic leadership. Doesn't that sound cool?
It does.
It's a really cool, I know, strategic leadership. So an amazing experience, broad-based classes, classmates that I met from all over the country because everybody's taking it online. So met some people from all over the place, all in this program together, and finished that in 2011. And so that was something that was always, education was always well supported by my parents, my siblings. We are all fortunate enough to go to college and beyond. And that's something I wanted to do and was able to do it. I believed I could. And so I did. So those are two things, I guess, that personal side and that professional side. And then I also just want to say, never thought I'd be writing for your magazine. And so you believed in me. And so I did. And so thanks for taking a chance on this loud, large lady to come forward and do some writing. And so I appreciate that. I'm tall. I'm 6 feet, just so you know. Okay. So
6 feet and dynamite.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Superb at 60.
Oh, I like that. I think I could put that on a little sticky note.
You should.
Nice.
Yep.
I usually say sassy.
Oh,
because that works too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Paula, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for sharing more of your story with us on the Inspired Woman podcast. You inspire.
Thank you.
The Inspired Woman podcast is sponsored by Quantum Productions, the home of the award-winning director and cinematographer Nolan Johnson. He creates unique high-end video products throughout the Midwest. You can check him out at quantumprond.com.